Renzo gang, we back. We back with another death battle, baby. We back with another freaking death battle. This one right here is the death battle between Shigaraki versus Mahito. So you got My Hero Academia versus Jujutsu Kaisen. One of my favorite animes. Even though I haven't finished all of both of them, I still love those animes. But right now, my favorite anime right now, it ain't Dragon Ball Z, and it certainly ain't One Piece. Solo Leveling. It's my favorite anime. But enough about solo leveling. We're gonna dive right on into this one. This is a little long. So Renzo gang, I know y'all love these death battles, so I'm gonna keep giving y'all death battles. Even if you want to request some more death battles that I haven't reacted to, like any older death battles, post them down in the comments below. And I'll do that for you since y'all love the death battles. So with that being said, let's dive on into this one. You feel me?
Shigaraki versus Mahito.
The symbol
Mahito.
of fear versus the human disaster curse.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win this one.
Tenko Shimura was just a sweet, shy boy who loved superheroes.
When are they not?
Sometimes the hand of fate can't abide sweet shy boys.
Ruthlessly beaten and abused by his hero-hating father, Tenko pushed
Wow.
beyond his emotional limits until he activated
Symbol of
his inherent
fear.
superpower, or quirk.
It wasn't something cool like
Yeah, they call
flying
him
or
quirks
super
instead of
strength.
superpower.
In his terror, he accidentally killed his whole family. Well, except for
That's one thing I love about My Hero Academia. They do,
Tenko wandered the
they're
superhero
anime, but they focus on
silently begging for
superheroes, and that's something
someone,
that I like. It's
anyone,
something
to help him.
different.
If only a hero was there to save him, but instead, the only open hand he found belonged to the devil.
All for one. The
Hmm.
greatest supervillain in history.
He took Tenko under his wing, feeding a hatred of everyone and everything, and grooming him to one day lead his league of villains in destroying hero
He looks
society.
so
With that
disgusting,
came a new
man.
Name, Tomura Shigaraki, and an absolutely nightmarish quirk, Decay. It does what
Ugh.
it says on the tin. Anything Shiggy touches with all 5 fingers turns to dust. The perfect power for someone who just wants
He
to
looks so
destroy.
nasty.
Real
Ugh.
menacing. Not for that dorky ass costume. I get it, hands are his thing, but come on, they just look so dumb and fake.
Oh, those aren't prosthetics. Those are real hands from his family that he killed, attached to his face, and explicitly commanded to be left there by his mentor so that he would never forget his rage.
Okay.
While his use of decay started off relatively weak, it rapidly increased in power and range as Shigaraki came into his own.
Decay isn't even limited to
I think I still got Mahito winning because Jujutsu Kaisen is Jujutsu Kaisen is a wild anime. I
Spreading
love
like
it.
an all-consuming miasma that can wipe out anything from an enormous tower to an
Still got
entire
it.
city.
If decay reaches you, your only hope is to isolate the body part that is disintegrating before it gets to something vital.
After years of training with the greatest supervillain of all time, Shigaraki was finally put in charge of his own team with one mission. He must kill his master's rival, the #1 hero, All Might.
Only two.
You ain't finna
fall
stop no
flat on
All
his
Might,
face.
bro.
Shigaraki was a terrible leader, quick-tempered, short-sighted, and, well,
Cringe! Oh, he's just so cringe. He uses
Yeah.
gamer lingo unironically. He whines like a baby when things don't go his way. He's
Mhm.
the kind of guy who would say normie in real life, in front of normies.
but they say defeat is the greatest teacher of all. Only through struggle could Shigaraki manifest his dark conviction.
Right as All Might's new protege, Izuku Midoriya, was coming into his own as well.
These two rivals, the inheritors of their master's blood feud, would push themselves past their own limitations.
Especially when All Might and All for One double KO'd each other, leaving Shigaraki to lead the League of Villains all by himself.
And with the stakes higher than ever before, Shigaraki stepped up. He personally
Yeah.
battled the monstrous Gigantomachia for a month and a half straight, and
Wow.
conquered other villain organizations to create the Paranormal Liberation Front. Thousands of new soldiers for his personal army.
All to impress All for One's personal quack. Dr. Ujiko, who spent months upgrading Shigaraki's
There's always
body
some
to make it
doctors in
more
the
like
anime,
his
I swear.
sensei's. It might have been constant agony, but Shiggy went from Chud to Chad.
Ujiko's experimentation vastly increased Shigaraki's strength, speed, and durability, enough to match and surpass even All Might's absurd power.
Sharing All Might's power between them, Deku and Bakugo were able to punch an island-sized
Deku.
hole in a cloud that reached 24 miles into the sky. We've calculated that before to be nearly 80 million megatons of TNT, almost as much as the meteor that wiped out
I swear
the
the anime
dinosaurs.
death battles are
Shigaraki
one of the
can now
best.
move fast enough that his body produces hypersonic shock.
Kind of like them a
waves
little
and
better
can
than
even
comic book
catch
death
laser
battles.
And he's tough enough
That's
to
just me.
survive Star and Stripes Intercontinental Ballistic Cruise Punch. Now the new name for my penis. Move over, gigantic Omega Storm. Anyway, it also made a blast so big it showed up against the curvature of the Earth.
Though he might seem invincible, when Shigaraki's body is pushed hard enough, he will evolve into a state of uncontrollable power.
So Decay became... Oh shit! More hands!
Shigaraki can spontaneously generate flesh into existence, seemingly oceans of it in an instant, whenever he wants. He can even use it as a type of armor to defend himself.
No offense, they not messing with
But
some
that's
Jinwoo
nothing compared to
from solo
Ujiko's
level.
greatest
I'm
gift.
just saying.
Shigaraki wanted to be the new All for One. So what better way than the old man's quirk?
All for One's quirk, All for One, allows its user to steal and store quirks with just a touch.
And All for One has hundreds of them stored
Just
up,
a
collected
touch.
over the years.
Each quirk is connected to a memory of its user's essence in the form of a spirit, a vestige.
Kinda like a piece of their soul. They exist in this kind of psychic world in Shigaraki's body, and can even act as a spiritual defense should it be invaded.
And with those vestiges came quirks like super fast healing, air blasts, radio waves, flight, telekinesis, teleportation of others, and the ability to track foes.
He can even combine multiple quirks together, like in this big-ass electric Kamehameha.
However, any vestige stolen or destroyed will also remove that quirk from Shigaraki's repertoire. They're also sentient, and some can even fight for control.
Shigaraki.
Which is when the second shoe finally dropped. Because Shigaraki also got All for One's vestige, that means All for One was now in possession of a shiny new body that he'd spent the last 15 years molding for him to take over.
Shigaraki's entire existence was planned from the beginning. Why? Because All Might's previous mentor was Nana Shimura, Tanko's grandmother.
Oh, that to mess with All Might. That is some next level hating right there.
He manipulated Shigaraki's entire life, all for one purpose: to create a soul so corrupted it would grind away at All Might's perfect world, allowing All for One to take full control.
But All for One's possession wasn't complete, and Shiggy managed to fight his way back to the top, literally decaying his way.
Bro, I love these dog death battles. I see why y'all, well, I'm glad y'all love them too.
Despite Izuku's best efforts to save him, Shigaraki was too far gone. His spirit decayed by years of venomous hatred.
And the new symbol of hope defeated the new symbol of fear, burying All for One's grudge for good.
All that Shigaraki
Good.
asked was to be remembered as the heartless destroyer he was raised to be, and not the broken, angry, crying little boy he really was deep inside.
For just that one moment, though, Shiggy got in Deku the only thing he'd been denied his whole life. The one thing his life.
Why do the villains always have the worst?
Really all
I hate
about.
when they have the worst
He got a
backstories.
hero who
But then you
tried
feel
to
bad
save
for
him.
them sometimes.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
With Robin Hood Gold, you can
.com/.
spilled from their bodies, and Hood Financial LLC, member SIPC, and his fellow man.
Alrighty.
But what if this fear
Mahito.
took on a life of its own?
What if all that negative emotion humans felt for one another spilled from their bodies and congealed, forming, over time, a living being fueled by malice, which believes in nothing but the law of the jungle?
Well, then you'd have the special grade curse with a patch face, Mahito. Oh, I've had people tell me I've become a human disaster curse when I've had too many mojitos.
Mahito is one of the deadliest beings to ever afflict mankind. He's
A
no
few
mere
months
mortal,
old.
though, but
Wow.
a cursed spirit. Innumerable spirits exist, weaker or stronger depending on the amount of anxieties, jealousies, hatreds, and fears humans feel about them.
Like the fear of locusts. kind of weak, or the fear of smallpox getting stronger, or the fear of fire. Oh, goodbye, Tokyo.
So it follows that mankind's fear of itself would be extremely powerful. Those negative emotions manifest as Mahito, a being composed of cursed energy.
It's basically like evil ki. Cursed energy can be used to make spirits way stronger, faster, and tougher than any normal human. And it's invisible, making curses like Mahito impossible for the untrained eye to see. Only a life or death situation can galvanize a normal person to see a cursed spirit.
That also makes cursed spirits virtually immune to physical damage. They may be physically present in space.
I need to get back heavy into my animes.
Spirit matter like cursed energy.
I've been slacking on my animes.
Curses insanely hard to get rid of, like ghosts, cockroaches, or my ex. That's why you need a jujutsu sorcerer to come in and kaizen the shit out of them. They call it exorcism, but I like the way I said it better.
Curses and sorcerers have battled each other for millennia, waging an endless war over the fate of humanity. Almost exclusively in Japan, though, for some reason.
But Mahito was special. You see, most curses are basically dumb animals. But Mahito has so much cursed energy that it gave him sentience.
So he was recruited by Kenjaku alongside other special-grade disaster curses to wreak havoc upon the world. In fact, they made Mahito their leader.
And even more frightening than intelligence and bloodlust, Mahito possessed philosophy.
Perhaps informed by the tragic meaninglessness
Bro, them
of
screams in the
interhuman
background
conflict,
taking me out.
Mahito is an existential nihilist, believing in nothing but his own will to power. It's a dog-eat-dog world, and Mahito is the wolf.
Which also makes him kind of a goofball. If nothing matters, why not have fun with the slaughter? Really get your steps in. He loves to dig around and toy with your emotions like a cartoon character before slitting your throat.
An appropriate analogy considering his curse technique, idol transfiguration.
Using his cursed energy, Mahito can control anyone's soul with just a touch, including his own. In fact, he's so good at manipulating his own soul that you can't even kill the bastard without directly targeting it.
In Jujutsu Kaisen, the soul and the body share an immutable connection. Whatever happens to the former affects the latter.
This lets Mahito squash, stretch, and shape-shift his body into literally anything he wants. Like Play-Doh, he can turn his limbs
I got him
blades
with this
or clubs, grow wings like a bird or fins
Yeah,
like
I got him.
reform his body around injuries, or even create clones.
Curse users are naturally unharmed by their own ability. Should he touch a human, though, his alterations to their body are instantly fatal.
And since he's attacking your soul,
it's like, in my opinion, it's like Jujutsu Kaisen is a lot more deadly than My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is more like child's play compared to this.
God, I thought herpes was bad.
His powers mean Mahito treats humans as effectively disposable dolls that he can gleefully experiment on. The more casualties, the better, especially if he gets to break your spirit first and watch you suffer.
Even more twisted is when he combines two transfigured humans together for soul multiplicity, essentially a giant torrent of body horror flesh that he repels at an opponent. Ugh.
Mahito is unbelievably creative with his application of idol transfiguration, and despite being a newborn curse, consistently keeps experienced sorcerers on the back foot.
It helps that he's a quick study who's picked up a number of different curse techniques, like the Black Flash.
By applying cursed
The
energy
Black
within
Flash,
1
okay.
microsecond of an impact with an enemy, space itself will distort, exponentially amplifying its force by a factor of 2.5.
Not only does this hurt like a mother, it restores your curse technique and gets you fully in the zone.
And would require reflexes moving nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound.
Oh yeah, Mahito winning this death
Mahito
battle.
also unlocked the pinnacle of sorcerer techniques, the domain expansion.
Oh shit! More hands! A domain is like a barrier of cursed energy, but if you're caught inside, Mahito can use idol transfiguration instantly, without even needing to touch you.
It's called the self-embodiment of perfection, the ultimate expression of Mahito's absolute control over his victim's body and soul. The only time it ever failed was against the student sorcerer and Mahito's archenemy, Yuji Itadori.
Because not only was Yuji a barf-inducing goody little two-shoes who believed in the inalienable rights of all living things, blah, 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 he also had a curse inside of him.
The king of curses, Sukuna.
Which meant Mahito's ability affected both souls in Yuji's body.
Sukuna, when Sukuna comes out, Sukuna is a force to be reckoned with.
Kicked Mahito's ass, forcing Patchface to fight with a handicap whenever facing his pink-haired menace.
Yuji's belief in the value of human life flew directly in the face of the world that Mahito knew to be cruel and meaningless. So he made it his mission to crush Yuji's spirit before killing him, murdering his friends, defiling their corpses, and brutally battering him before going in for the kill.
And he's got the strength to do it. Mahito's one of the most powerful curses in the world, and his growth is exponential.
Fellow disaster curse Jogo was able to summon a massive meteor capable of reducing the city of Shibuya to ash.
Shibuya.
Energy of over 800 kilotons of TNT.
And Mahito can take as good as he can
Fight
get,
back.
especially
Fight
when,
back,
in
homie.
the throes of struggle against Yuji, he evolved, unlocking a vastly more powerful form, the instant body of distorted killing.
Complete with armored exoskeleton and arm blades, this was a taste of the almighty curse Mahito was growing into. A true blight on all men.
Y'all, I personally feel like with the anime death battles, I think they should do like something different. Excuse me, do like a death battle between an anime and another anime's like tournament. You know, for example, like the Tournament of Power versus the like one of the Naruto tournaments or something like that. Something different, you know.
Battle that wiped out thousands of innocent people. Yuji's youthful spirit was gone. The only thing left that mattered was exercising this curse.
In a way, that was Mahito's final victory, the destruction of another human being's soul. He may not have been around to see it, but the curse Mahito inflicted on the world would bring it to its knees.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Hey, do you see that join button? Yeah, that one. That's your ticket to being...
It's time for this death battle. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, that's terrible, bro. Y'all just minding y'all business, out of nowhere y'all heads start exploding.
I'd heard of a powerful villain stalking these parts. My organization is going to tear this putrid world down around us. We could use a freak of your talents.
Little old me. Do I want to be king of the social rejects? How about I bring him your head instead?
Fine by me. Let's call this your audition. Sickum.
You think it's gonna be easy? I love when they had the villains go at it in a death battle. I love it.
Game over.
I still got Mahito winning.
Did you actually just say that? God, how lame! Audition over.
You really thought that was easy, bro?
Decay.
Okay.
What a rush!
Ooh.
That all you got?
Domain expansion. I can read your soul. You're just a scared little boy whose daddy is mean and wants to make it
Why you do that to him?
else's problem. Grow up.
Hands off my masterpiece.
Oh, I forgot about him.
I felt your soul too. You only hate humanity because you were born that way. Totally random. I hate them for
Never
no
mind.
reason.
I had Mahito winning, but never mind.
You grow up.
Never mind. I was wrong.
Oh, what did I say, Wiz? Like a bitch.
With their complex power sets, this match was a puzzle to figure out.
He had
which is
bruh
why we're
scared.
breaking it down to 3 categories: physical stats, survivability, and their powers.
But first, let's address one thing. Could Shigaraki even see Mahito? He's an invisible curse after all.
Cursed energy and quirks are notably different, and Shigaraki wouldn't be able to see curses normally. However, even regular humans can spontaneously develop the ability to see curses in life and death scenarios. And with the Search quirk, Shigaraki would have had no problem tracking it.
So seeing Mahito wouldn't have been an issue. With that out of the way, we can jump into their stats.
This was no contest. Despite the disaster curses being able to destroy entire cities with their cursed energy, Shigaraki's scaling to Deku and Bakugo meant he was calculably millions of times stronger.
He was faster too.
I was wrong.
Considering
Okay,
he could
I was
react
wrong.
to light beams, while Mahito's Black Flash capped out at nearly 1,000 times the speed of sound. Nothing to scoff at, but Shiggy was thousands of times faster. Shigaraki
Yeah, he
takes
was.
stats.
But survivability was a little trickier to figure out.
Yep, in terms
Yep.
of raw durability, Shigaraki was a lot tougher, and his ability to generate new flesh meant that he could heal any wounds he might receive super easy.
However, Mahito is a curse and is immune to the kind of overwhelming physical damage Shigaraki could dish out. Not only that, Mahito's regenerative ability via idle transfiguration meant that he'd come back from anything short of spiritual damage.
Considering Mahito's unique curse body, he should actually get the edge in survivability.
Which presents
Yeah.
a crucial question.
Nah,
Could
powers,
Shigaraki even kill a curse like
Shigaraki.
Mahito in the first place?
Or would Mahito's unkillability give him the time he needed to eventually put Shiggy down with idle transfiguration?
It all comes down to their powers.
Shigaraki had a lot more variety with all of the crazy quirks All For One had collected over all the years, but none that we know of could properly kill a curse. That didn't mean idle transfiguration was a surefire bet either, though.
Of all things, Shigaraki's vestiges served as a spiritual shield from the effects of idle transfiguration.
Yeah, this one is very interesting. And on top of that, since I barely know these characters like that, that's why I'm not really but I still love both those animes.
And Shiggy has hundreds of soul-like entities inside of him. Sure, each one down means he loses a quirk, but that's more than enough time to land a single hit with Decay, especially considering how much faster Shiggy is.
And Mahito has no way to defend against Shigaraki's primary quirk. Decay has affected spiritual beings in the past. Again, vestiges. In fact, he was able to damage Deku's vestige and have that damage transferred to the Deku in the real world.
Mahito may be made of spirit energy, but he still has a physical form. In fact, sorcerers that couldn't naturally target the soul were able to fight him on even footing. No reason to think Shiggy wouldn't decay him like everyone else.
Giving Shigaraki the third and final edge. It was a unique duel to the death, but Shigaraki's overwhelming might, unstoppable powers, and deadly decay spelled the end for the disaster curse.
Nothing else to say. You really gotta hand it to Shigaraki.
The winner is Tomura Shigaraki.
Next time on Death Battle.
What's next? What is this?
Subscribe
Master
and
Chief versus
join as a
Doom
member
Slayer.
to see more
Oh,
Death
wow.
Battle. Thanks for watching.
Master Chief versus Doom Slayer. Okay, I get it. I guess I'll still do that death battle, even though I'm not really a Master Chief fan or that one. But I'm glad you guys came back, and I'm glad I was able to do another death battle. So post the comments down below. Let me know what you thought. If you want to see more death battles, and if you want to see previous death battles, just hit the comment down below. Let me know. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, and hit that post notification bell so you be first to get your videos. Renzo Gang. We out. You feel me?